The Fujifilm X100 series has long been one of the most beloved lines in the world of compact photography. Each generation has pushed the envelope just enough to keep enthusiasts hooked while staying true to the formula that made the series iconic in the first place. But now, with leaks surrounding the upcoming X100V successor reportedly called the X100VI, rumors suggest that this could be the most dramatic leap yet. Some photographers are convinced this camera could completely reshape the compact market, while others worry it may drift too far from what made the series so special. As with every major leak cycle, there's no shortage of contradictions. Pricing details don't line up between sources, release windows vary wildly, and even some of the rumored features seem too ambitious to be believable. Still, there's a pattern emerging when you step back and look at the bigger picture. If you're planning to upgrade your camera setup in the next 2 years, understanding what Fujifilm may be preparing could save you from an expensive misstep or help you time your purchase perfectly. And here's the most fascinating part. Among all the leaks, there's one rumored feature that no one is really talking about yet. If true, it could either be revolutionary or render the camera unusable, depending on how Fujifilm implements it. More on that later, but first, let's go through the details. Sensor and processing power. Most consistent rumor points to a new 45-megapixel APS-C sensor. This would be a massive jump from the 26-megapixel sensor found in the X100VI. For street photographers and travelers, the implications are obvious: far more flexibility to crop aggressively without losing print quality. It also puts the X100V in an entirely new class, rivaling resolution typically reserved for full-frame flagships. Paired with that sensor, Fujifilm is reportedly working with a new processor, often referred to as the next engine in leaks. Benchmarks are vague, but early whispers suggest burst performance and data handling that could rival cameras well outside the compact category. If this combination proves real, compact photography won't just be about portability anymore, it will also be about uncompromised performance. Lens ref. Immense 23mm f2 lens has been the heart of the X100 series from day one. Fujifilm knows it can't afford to tamper with that formula too much, but rumors suggest subtle optical refinements are coming. The biggest complaint about earlier models was edge softness, which has always irked pixel peepers. According to leaked diagrams, new coatings and slight design adjustments could address this, potentially making the X100VI's lens sharper than standalone primes that cost twice as much. If accurate, this would be an impressive engineering achievement. But it also raises questions about cost. Can Fujifilm keep the camera within a realistic price range while redesigning optics to such a high standard? Stabilization debates. An area where rumors diverge sharply is stabilization. Some insiders insist the X100V will feature a dramatically improved in-body image stabilization system that rivals professional mirrorless cameras. Others claim the improvements will be minor, more evolutionary than revolutionary. Regardless of where the truth lies, nearly every source agrees stabilization will be enhanced in some way. For handheld shooters, especially in low light, this could be transformative. But expectations are high, and if Fujifilm underdelivers here, the backlash could be severe. Autofocus overhaul. The autofocus system is another area where Fujifilm appears to be aiming high. Multiple engineering sources hint at AI-powered subject tracking, including advanced eye detection capable of working through sunglasses, and angle tracking that predicts movement patterns. The promise is fewer misshots and a more intuitive experience for photographers who need to react quickly. The most intriguing leak, however, comes from rumored firmware details. These suggest the camera may actually adapt to the photographer's shooting style over time, adjusting tracking behavior based on learned patterns. If true, this could be groundbreaking, or it could end up feeling gimmicky if the execution isn't seamless. Viewfinder upgrades. Viewfinders rarely dominate rumor cycles, but in this case, they deserve attention. The X100VI is expected to feature a higher resolution electronic viewfinder with smoother refresh rates, reducing the slideshow effect when tracking moving subjects. More surprising, though, are whispers about variable refresh rates that automatically adjust based on shooting mode. The implications are twofold: potentially longer battery life when shooting stills, and an ultra-responsive experience when capturing action. If Fujifilm pulls this off, the X100VI's viewfinder could rival those on cameras costing far more. Video potential. The X10 line has always been primarily about stills, but video capabilities have grown steadily more relevant. The X10VI is rumored to support 4K at 60 frames per second, which is impressive for a compact. More tantalizing, however, are recurring leaks about possible 6K recording. For content creators, that would be a massive upgrade. It could transform the X100V from a niche street camera into a true hybrid tool for both photography and filmmaking, all while fitting in a jacket pocket. The controversial feature here's where things get especially interesting. Several leaks point to real-time AI-driven film simulation. The camera could automatically analyze a scene and select the perfect film simulation on the fly, delivering finished images straight out of camera without user input. On one hand, this could be a revolution for casual photographers who want beautiful results instantly. On the other, it risks alienating purists who consider Fujifilm's film simulations part of the creative process rather than something to be outsourced to an algorithm. If implemented poorly, it could even feel intrusive, stripping control from the photographer. Conflicting release timeliness. Biggest uncertainty surrounds when the X100VII might actually arrive. Fujifilm typically operates on a 2 to 3 year cycle for X10 releases. The X10VII launched in February 2024, which would make late 2025 or early 2026 a plausible window for the next release. However, the rumor mill is anything but consistent. Some insiders suggest Fujifilm is pushing for a late 2025 launch to stay ahead of competitors, while supply chain leaks warn that component shortages could delay everything until mid-2026. Still others hint that prototype testing is ahead of schedule, which raises the possibility of an earlier surprise release. If you're considering a major camera purchase in the next 18 months, this uncertainty is crucial. Buy now, and you risk missing out on something transformative. Wait, and you may be stuck too long with a setup that doesn't meet your needs. Pricing speculation. For the question that keeps buyers awake at night, how much will the X100V cost? The X10VII launched at $1,599, price point that already stretched the definition of compact enthusiast camera. Leaks suggest the X10VII could debut anywhere between $1,700 and $2,000 depending on region. At first glance, that sounds steep. But when you factor in the rumored 45-megapixel sensor, the new processor, enhanced stabilization, AI autofocus, and possible 6K video recording, the price starts to look more like the cost of cutting-edge technology than a blatant markup. Some reports even suggest Fujifilm may accept slimmer profit margins to remain competitive, which would make the high price more palatable. Still, the reality is that a $2,000 compact camera is not an impulse buy. For many photographers, that figure represents a major portion of their annual gear budget. Deciding whether to invest comes down to whether the rumored features truly align with your shooting needs. You should consider it for street photographers, travel shooters, and anyone who values portability combined with premium image quality. The X10VII could represent the ultimate upgrade. It appears to address nearly every compromise that previous models forced on users. On the other hand, wedding photographers, event shooters, or professionals who require zoom flexibility and dual card slots will likely find the fixed lens design too limiting. No matter how advanced the specs are, if the rumored price tag stretches beyond half your yearly budget for camera gear, the smart move might be to hold off. Investing in lighting, additional lenses for your current setup, or simply dedicating more time to developing your craft could deliver greater returns than chasing the latest compact marvel. The bigger picture. At the end of the day, the X10VII leaks paint a picture of a camera that could either be remembered as the most important evolution in compact camera history, or dismissed as an overhyped, overpriced upgrade. A 45-megapixel APS-C sensor, AI autofocus that learns your style, advanced stabilization, and potential 6K video make it sound like a dream device. But pricing, release timing, and execution details will ultimately determine whether it lives up to the promise. One final rumor suggests Fujifilm is accelerating its timeline due to intense pressure from Sony and Canon, who are also rumored to be preparing revolutionary compact systems. If true, the X10VII won't exist in a vacuum. It will be part of a competitive storm that could reshape the entire photography landscape in 2025 and beyond. Whether you're planning to buy into the X10VII or simply watching from the sidelines, one thing is clear: The next 18 months are going to be a thrilling time for camera enthusiasts.